Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to get into a very interesting topic of celibacy. Oh my God, what? And boys and dating in your 50s. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, there's the intro. I am back to talk to you guys about my journey of a lot of things, I guess. So let's get into it. I don't even know how to address this, to be honest. If you guys saw my relationships versus relationships video, then you kind of already know why. But let's talk about like taking a break from having any kind of, relations with men or dating. If you heard that story, I'll link the video below if you guys want to check it out if you missed it, but you need to watch that video in order to understand this one. But I definitely wanted to talk about men. I wanted to talk about celibacy, and I wanted to talk about dating in your 50s. So let's first talk about why I've chosen to kind of take myself off the market completely. I have been kind of on this journey of not really wanting to get involved with anyone for a very long time. Since my last relationship left such a scar, I guess, or a tattoo. I feel like that relationship's more tattooed on me than anything, almost like my marriage. And I was really glad that I did the previous video of relationships versus relationships. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it up here in the card or link it below, whatever you want. I can also link it at the end of the video so you have no excuse. Gotta go back and watch it. You guys know all my videos are made for long form content. All of them are long. So hopefully you guys will be watching this when you have your downtime. You can watch it, listen to it, whatever you wish. Eventually we're going to get a really cool mic and a nice plant and a table and the whole thing. We'll make it a podcast thing. But these are the comfy chair diaries, and I absolutely love this concept that I've come up with. And I just love being able to sit down and talk to you guys about stuff that I've just been thinking about. So eventually we'll make it a little bit pro with with a mic and such. Yeah, let's talk about it. So, my last relationship just left such a scar on me that I just decided that I just wasn't interested. And it's since we're bringing this topic up, let's really get into it, because I've had many conversations with my ex and we're still friendly, and he never believes me when I say, cause he's always asked me over time, if I've dated, what's going on. And he never believed it. He was like, there's no way you could like take yourself off the market like that. And I'm like, yes, there is. Like, he never believed me when I would tell him that I was done. Like, the grueling cycle of our relationship and what it sort of did to me, or what I allowed it to do to me, however you want to see it, whatever, politically correct, I just didn't have the energy, you know what I mean? I oftentimes have stopped over time. I think I revisit this sort of every year. I ask myself, is this the wisest thing for me to do? Am I wasting time? You're in your 50s. Oh my God, you're losing years. And, but the one thing, guys, that I think is very odd, and I don't know if I think I've talked about this already, perhaps in another video. I'm not sure. I really don't. Since all that I've gone through with losing my dad and that whole process, of just exhaustion and mentally, really wringing my brain and my heart out as much as possible. And then all that I went through in the relationship that I was in for a very long time, I just don't have the energy. So it's almost like I've chosen to be celibate. And I want to say I chose to talk about this celibacy thing because I didn't even realize that's what it was. Like, I feel still weird about it. Like, I didn't even realize I was being celibate. Like, I still don't even see it that way. I see it as a choice, because everything I do in my personal life is intentional. You know what I mean? Like, I am not having a relationship or having dating or any of that on purpose. Does that make sense? Because by intention, it's intentional that I'm alone. You know what I mean? And that I'm single, and that I'm not, enjoying my life with a companion. But mainly it's because I just don't have anything to give anybody. Like, honestly, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, cause I've had conversations with the ex over time, and he can feel at this point, that I'm not connected. And, that also obviously is attached to history, of course. If you saw the previous video, then and I didn't even really give a lot of detail of that relationship. I just kind of gave snippets of it, or one example is really all I gave in that video. But I don't even have room. Okay. I don't have room to doubt anyone. I don't have room to, I don't even have an inkling of room for someone to do a guilt trip on me. I don't even have inkling of any room for someone to give me flack because they're attention starved, or because I'm not giving enough, or because I don't fit up to their expectations, or I'm not enough. You know what I mean? Like, I've gone through that. And one thing I've learned as well, even trying to be friendly with my last companion or my last partner, I've learned a lot about myself over this 4 or 5 years that I haven't been with anybody. I think I shared a little bit of this in the last video. He started coming around, begging and wanting to get back together in 2000. And, he carried that through into 20, but he was 2020 before the pandemic started, but he was also already in a relationship. So he was doing it to both of us, and he was making the promises. I really don't know what he promised her or how serious he wasn't ever serious, I don't think, but he was just a joke all the way around. I mean, in terms of what he was promising or what he was trying to promise. Now, him reaching out and wanting to be friendly, or, have like connection or have any kind of communication with each other, he can see how detached I am. And I know, and I feel proud, to be honest. I mean, I obviously struggle with just caring because I'm just a natural caring individual. And I always think about what I'm doing, but I don't feel bad ever. Like, so, if there was an instance over the last few years or whatever, when he came to see me, or when he made an effort, or when he called me, or he wanted to have these conversations, because we still kind of bicker and we still have the same issues we had before. We're still the same people. We're just older. But at the same time, I am not connected. Like I said, it just dawned on me over the last couple of days to make this video and talk about celibacy, because or abstinence, or whatever they call it, spiritually. That was never my intent. I mean, I wasn't even connected to any kind of religion or religious belief or anything like that. I just know that I was sick and tired. You know what I mean? Like, that was it. I didn't want to give any part of myself to any man at all. And I still feel that way. I feel very strongly about it when we're talking about boys and we're talking about getting older and we're talking about dating, especially, I'm 50 now. I'm over 50 plus or whatever. I'm early 50s, but, I still am single, and I'm in this place in my life, where I'm not in a relationship, and I never remarried after my first marriage. I haven't been, with anyone in a while. And, I didn't just do that as a self journey though. I did it because I needed to and I wanted to. And then things have transpired through those years, and I become ill. I have a lot of illnesses that I deal with now, physically and mentally and stuff. And I think one of the things that holds me back from dating in general is just explaining myself, and a fear that I won't find anybody that will understand my life and what I'm going through. And, because it's hard enough to even get my family or my kids to understand. I have 2 boys. So it's hard enough to get my family to understand what I'm truly going through or what is going on with my illnesses. I mean, I'm not saying they're not supportive, but I'm just saying I don't feel like they truly understand what I am really going through. You guys, I'm sinking in this chair. It's kind of funny. I was on my knees before. I wonder, I think one of the reasons why I want to make this video also is that I wonder if it's weird for me to not feel, I find myself, my sister and I had this conversation, right, a couple of days ago, and we were talking about, she was saying her husband passed away. She's a widow. And she was saying, think maybe I might be in a place to consider starting over. That's what she said, and she said, I'm not sure yet. I'm just kind of pondering the idea of possibly starting over again. And I said, well, because my sister, I feel like my sister's really, she's made, to be in a relationship. She really is. I don't know, it's been a transition, obviously, to be alone, especially when you lose a partner from illness and things like that. But she also had a very healthy, her relationship had its ailments, I feel like, but she explains it to me that she feels like she really had a good, healthy man. She had a good man, a man that was considerate and was kind and was, and was, caring and cared about her and cared about her feelings and what she wanted and how she felt and all this kind of stuff. She's in her 60s now, in her early 60s, and we're 10 years apart, my sister and I. And the more I think about it, the more I wonder if it's weird or odd or out of, not normal to not want to be, I don't know. Since I've talked to her, I've kind of thought about it. You know what I mean? And I think I said this in my previous video when I talked about relationships, that I revisit the idea every year just to kind of sample it, to think about it. Like, should I date? Am I ready for someone in my life? Can I tolerate someone in my life? Is it weird that I'm not in a relationship? You know what I mean? Is it weird that I don't even think about it? Is it weird that I don't long to have a partner, or what? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, but, because I wonder if it's just not, what causes a person to not truly long or yearn to be in a relationship or to be in a partnership. Also, I feel like when it comes to choosing not to date, not to have any kind of relations and to be in this relationship with myself, if you will, I just don't have the energy. That's more or less what because I'm very fussy about it. I'm very like, not bitter, but I'm very touchy or like very irritable about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to feel the pressure of having to give someone something I know I don't have to give. You know what I mean? And that's time, energy, attention, futuristically, also I worry, I think anyone does probably, but me more so ever than, physical and vanity and being disappointing somebody or not being enough for somebody or, because in my previous relationship, that's how I felt. It's not like I don't reflect and remember him so much I think in the first few years, maybe 4 or 5 years I was connected with him, he was mean and very demeaning in terms of comments because I've always battled with obesity, but I don't think he really went that low unless I don't know. He said I pushed his buttons or provoked him. I don't believe that. I just don't. Men and women, we both have different perspectives, who the hell knows, but I don't feel like because half the time I was lost. Anytime we had a disagreement or anything like that, I was always lost as to why he was mad. I didn't even get it, like, to be honest. I'm being quite frank. So when it comes to not choosing now, not to have a relationship with anybody, not to want to get involved with anybody, choosing to take this path is more or less, I'm just selfish. Sorry, my nose starts to itch. I have a fan on and the makeup makes my nose itch. But I'm selfish with my time. I'm exhausted, you guys. My soul and my spirit are just so tired and exhausted and almost out of gas. Like, seriously. I don't, and I'm not saying that obviously you can't meet someone that will bring you back to life or make you feel like, what have you been missing all this time? So I'm not saying that that's not a possibility, but for me, I don't think about it. Like, I don't ever think about it. And when I saw these videos coming up in my feed about people choosing not to date or celibacy or something like that, like, I don't know, just choosing not to be intimate with people, I just never thought about it like that. It was like, everything I do is a choice. So I don't know. I'm quite confused, to be honest, about the whole celibacy thing. I just thought I would mention it because I kept seeing everybody talking about it. I'm like, maybe I should say something. But I feel like I don't know if life is truly different in your 50s. I mean, obviously, we're aging. Men and women, we're very different. We age differently. Women and their hormones and the midlife and the menopause and, all the things that happen to your body and all this kind of stuff. Then men go through this. I think men go through a change as well. Some kind of, midlife, probably. I don't know, whatever. But I will tell you this, like, since I'm telling you about choosing to live my life this way and to be not in a relationship, not having any relations with anyone or dating or anything like that. But to me, it's just relief. Dude, I can do anything I want whenever I want. And I don't have to answer to anybody. No one. I don't have anybody bugging me for something that I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, to be frank, ladies, I'm not in the mood to have to succumb. I don't want to have to give something to somebody that I don't want to give. I mean, I'm just not interested. It's weird. I'm telling you, it is weird. And the clock is ticking for me, obviously. And I so go through days where I wonder, am I wasting my life away? Cause like I said, my ex I have a few definition lines, that you can see, obviously, I'm getting the jowls, so you can see that I'm getting older. There's no doubt about that. But I even notice that I look different in every picture. I do. I look different. And I don't use a lot of filters. I mean, I really don't. I don't use that many filters. But I noticed that I don't know. I just feel like from my experience over the years of being on dating websites, I just feel like people have to, this is what I said in my ideal date thing, and I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I said, put your fucking feet on the ground. That's what I said. Stop setting your expectations so high. Like, you want to meet some unrealistic creature as if you're Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? I'm not J-Lo, which I can't stand J-Lo anyways, but I'm just going to put her up there because she's the only one I can think of. I thought of Selma Hayek, and I was thinking, who is like an actress that everybody goes like crazy buku? And I don't even know anymore, to be honest. Like, there's not really a lot of like breathtaking actresses anymore that you could just say, oh my God, that person's breathtaking. But just, I don't understand why people online want to put some unrealistic, like, what do they expect? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I understand that pictures do not, like, possibly do people justice, maybe. Like, pictures can be deceiving, I guess. I mean, I don't know who's doing what, but, like, I've been making videos and taking pictures and been on videos for so long that, like, that's the last thing I think about. I just get annoyed when someone expects more than they're getting. That's what like, they want their money back. Do you know what I mean? Like that. And one thing I can say about my ex, as womanizing as he was, is he was never mean like that. Like, obviously I met him when I was younger. I was thin, or, thinner. I looked better, when I was young. But it's funny, like when I think back, even though we went a ton of places together, he never really took me around his friends. My ex was really into the gym for his whole life. And so a lot of his friends, I guess, were fit. And so I don't know what he was embarrassed about. I don't know. I just remember that he used to talk. He's very open and very honest, I guess, or very open. Like, he speaks out loud to the people around him. He would tell me a lot about how people would tell him, how are you even with her? Or how do you even find yourself attracted to her or whatever? Because she doesn't like anything you like. She's not like your type or whatever. So why would you even be? He would tell me these things, and it would just hurt it would just point blank period hurt my feelings, because basically what he was telling me is everything he was telling the people around him were discouraging him from wanting to be around me or near me or know me or anything, like as if I had nothing to offer a person, a male. And so a lot of live in the past, but a lot of how we are is where we came from, and what we know. So it's very difficult for me to have an open mind when it comes to dating or giving a person a chance. I don't want to disappoint people. Like, I don't have it in me to do that. And I certainly don't have this spirit. Like, I can't let another man in my life take my spirit again. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, I'm sure we all have insecurities. We all have fears, when we're dating and stuff like that or whatever, but I don't want to have to deal with disappointing anybody. I don't have it in me. On top of the fact that like I said, I don't have room. Like, I don't have the energy or spirit, spiritually. I can't give cosmically. I can't give anything to anybody. I don't have it in me. Like, if the person had some magical connection with me where I suddenly felt like a teenager again and just couldn't get enough of that person, where we were talking all the time and maybe he wasn't disappointed in what I look like and he wanted to be around me and talk to me and go places with me and all that kind of stuff. And I suddenly found myself in like this giddy state where I was like, oh my God, I feel I'm born again kind of thing, then maybe. But I can honestly say that, like, constantly thinking about not finding a person compatible is kind of consumes my mind, if that makes sense. I like, maybe that's not fair. Maybe maybe that's my depression and anxiety and the way that my thinking is, but that's just kind of like how I have been thinking. And so when I put myself on this dating website that I've been on for I don't know, I think I've been on about 2 weeks. I mean, it keeps giving me some of the people, you guys. So what I do when I'm on these dating websites, let's talk about that, is 99% of the time I delete everything. Like, I haven't joined because I'm just not going to pay. I'm just letting you know, I'm just not going to pay. I'm not going to pay. I'm not in a place to care to pay. I just don't. I don't. I mean, it's like, how can you get to know somebody? How can you create a conversation if you don't join, but I just basically joined the free thing. But who they're recommending to me, the people that are reaching out to me, because I do have some features I can see. So I've been looking at, the people that are, I don't know, liking me or whatever, or sending messages to me, or just interested in me. 99% of the time I dismiss them or delete them. And it really doesn't have anything to do with, partially some of it's vanity, but most of it is just, I'm very much a visual person as well. Like, I have to have some kind of connection to the picture, like, that makes me like have some kind of magnet. Like, I want to know this person. I want to at least meet, exchange communication with them or correspond with them or something. But very rarely does that happen. And even when it does happen, I get so turned off so easily that I just don't have any interest in it. So it's like, I don't know, you guys, I'm in a crossroads. I really am. I'm like, how am I ever going to know if I don't put myself out there? But how am I going to like continue to move on and get better and have an open mind if I continue to exercise like cynicism or pessimism, or, you know what I mean? Like, I jaded or cynical or whatever, but I really I'm older now, and and also, there's that, I guess. And occasionally, you guys, like, I would say the percentage based on just the 2 weeks that I've been on this website and previous, because I've been on this website before, but I would say 10% correspondence of young guys that want to talk to me, which is so absurd. I would never go lower than, like, I'm going to be 53, so I would never go lower than 51. Maybe 50. And that's even pushing it. I really would rather be with someone 51 or 52. I would not mind being a year older than somebody. Maybe a year younger, maybe, okay, but I'm not going to go past that regardless. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no one on the planet that can convince me to open my mind to dating somebody 4 years older, 5 years older, 5 years younger. Well, first of all, I'm not a cougar. I wouldn't even know how to do that. But, and it doesn't excite me. It doesn't, not in the least. Like, I am not interested in being with someone younger. I am interested in being with someone my age that is just as lost as me with age, doesn't know what the fuck is happening to themselves or to their body. And that's it. Like, I just want to be able to float with someone if I can open my mind and my heart and my spirit enough to get to know somebody. Because right now I am not interested at all. And I look at the website all the time. I even forget to sign out. Like, it happens all the time. I'll sign in and I forget to sign out. So I think to myself, are these people thinking that I'm on this website 24 hours a day? Because half the time I just forget to sign out. That's kind of how I feel about dating or the potential of dating. I don't know, you guys. I just don't know. It's a new day, a new era. You know what I mean? I'm not open to it. Like, it's hard enough to just be me every day than to have to like open my mind to meeting somebody and explaining how I am. And like I said, I have stuff, you know, I come with stuff and I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that or explain it when it comes to my mental stuff, when it comes to my medical stuff. I'm just, you know, I have stuff and I deal with it every single day. And my illness dictates to me what my body's going to do every day and how active I am, how, you know, I mean, just to be honest with you, just in wrap up, even when because my ex is so active, you guys. Oh my God. My ex, he just turned 60 and that man, he is incredible. Like, I'm being real. Yes, he's the love of my life and I'm not just giving him props because I care about him, but he is incredibly active. I mean, he's on dirt bikes and he gardens and he's planting trees and shit in his yard and he's re-landscaped his entire property all by himself and can build anything and he's getting older, yes, but I'm saying that he's just very youthful spirited. So he's very productive, very active, very on the move. That's just him. And so he needs a partner like that because I am not like that at all. I'm very much a homebody. I'm very basic. I'm a very basic bitch. I'm not interested in a lot. I mean, I'm interested in the things that I think are funny and like fun and entertaining are probably very unique to possibly the kind of person I would, I don't know. I mean, if I can meet somebody that was open just to anything, then I'm willing to compromise, you know, and be interested in do things that they want to do. And if they're interested in doing or exploring some of the things that I want to do as well, then that's cool. I am not a nature enthusiast. I don't care about the outdoors, you know, like camping and hiking and walking. And I mean, having a walk is fine. You know, I love the ocean more than you know, but I'm not interested in hiking and camping and being in the outdoors and the nature and the mountains. And no, that's not me. And that's my ex. Like, he grew up on lakes and the water and boats and jet skis and motorcycles. And he was in the military and just all of his life was so opposite of me. And so that's another thing too that I, you know, to consider. I'm just basically looking, I mean, you know, it's interesting because I feel like it all depends on your character and your personality and how you live your life, you know, in terms of exploring and like finding a partner. And I don't know, just also, doesn't online dating scare you? I mean, there's so many true crime, everything these days. There's so many stories and like crazy people. We live in such a fucked up, crazy world that is so unpredictable. And so, I don't know, it's very scary. That's all I have to tell you. So it's another kind of weird thing I worry about, you know, about being on websites and things like that. And I'm not really active enough to like join groups or I remember, a few years back, like in 2019 when I was living by myself, one of the women that I used to know was talking to me about this website, and you guys might know it. I didn't know it at the time and I still don't know it, but it's called Meetup. And I guess this website was designed to put like the way that this person was explaining it to me was I guess they had groups and clubs you could join to meet other women and make friends and, you know, like go places and do things and stuff like that. And to me, I just haven't really been interested in any of that. Like, I'm so in my own bubble, you guys. I am not awake to today. You know, I'm very basic, very traditional. But I mean, if I did meet somebody, I would want the relationship to be fun. I would want it to have humor and light and laugh and just have a good time and enjoy the rest of our time together, you know, and really put value onto that. And I'm not open to, like, right now I'm really homebody and I stay home and I don't do much and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean that I'm not open to having another kind of life, you know, like if the person was active or traveled or did things. It's not that I wouldn't be open to that, because I would. I'm not good in crowds. I'm not good in tight social circles. I'm very nervous. I'm very quiet. I have a lot of social anxiety. I get panic attacks, things. I'm not really the easiest person to deal with. Like, I'm a lot. That's why I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I know that once you just get out there and you put yourself out there and you do things and you kind of discover life, a new life or whatever, you kind of reinvent yourself or whatever, that everything just falls into place, which is how I think about it. Like, I feel like if you meet somebody just organically and naturally, then it will all just unfold the way it needs to. Dating these days is crazy, and we live in a crazy world with all these shows and true crime being like a trend and all this kind of stuff. So I know that I would never want to be the person on the news. You know what I mean? But I don't find it I really don't have a lot to report when it comes to like communicating and corresponding to different people, like, or you know what I mean? Like in my 50s, like being on dating websites and corresponding, communicating and dating. If that happens, I will definitely let you know, but I don't foresee that. The only true person that I have any communication with here and there is my ex, to be honest. He's the only one I ever deal with. I mean, ever, even if it's just even if we only talk every 6 months, or he gets on a binge where he wants to talk to me frequently, you know, then we'll talk on the phone. He doesn't live locally, so I don't see him that often, but he does make a lot of trips here locally because his kids live here. And so, you know, he stopped by here and there, but it's just become such a foreign environment at least to me. I don't know about him, but to me, I feel like he makes it feel so awkward. He just makes it feel so weird. And he's just awkward. He makes it feel awkward to me. Like, he doesn't make it just like relaxed. He makes it feel awkward. And so every time we're around each other, it's just strange. You know, it's like we never knew each other at all. You know what I mean? It's just so weird how time can change things, you know? I have never really focused on dating. I've never really focused on meeting somebody, or what do I really want in a person, and what am I, you know, people say, what are you looking for? I don't fucking know. I don't know. You know what I mean? No idea. I don't ever think about it. I have no idea. I just know that okay, these are my qualms, though I will say this. You can't have fucked up teeth, because that will just, I know my teeth are not great, and I know that the ring light is making them look a lot whiter than they are. I promise you. But there's that purple toothpaste, so I could easily make my teeth very white quickly. I know I want someone tall. I know I want someone fairly in shape. They don't have to be super fit, but I'm used to dating people that are in shape. So one of us has to care, because I sure as hell don't. You know, I've always been the one that's been battling with my weight. So for me, I'm used to being the one that's had the issues. And then someone that's youthful spirited like me, that has the same kind of sense of humor, that grew up around the same time as me, that can relate to things that I want to talk about, that that laughs. Oh, I also can't be with anybody with an annoying laugh. And he can't have ugly feet. I'm just saying, he just can't. He has to take care of his feet. He has to have healthy feet. He can't be awkward, and he can't be weird. Cause one thing I have to learn is just to not be so judgmental. I am very judgmental, and I have no room. Trust me. I'm a little Teletubby. I'm a hobbit. You know what I mean? I'm a little Teletubby with a weight problem. So I don't really have any like business judging anybody. I am very judgmental, though. Judging, not judging. I'm just saying. And even when I watch YouTube videos, when I like surf YouTube videos and stuff, I'm so judgmental. Oh my God, I need to stop. I really don't think that dating in your 50s is going to be any different than dating any time. Dating is so annoying and so awkward and so nerve-wracking and so annoying. You know what I mean? It's just, here's the thing. I can't be with anybody needy. I can't have any correspondence with anybody that wants to talk to me 20 times a day, because that's not me. Having to talk 2 or 3 times on the phone a day, that's too much. Seeing somebody every single day will annoy the fuck out of me, so I can't do that. Maybe once or twice a week, maybe. Because I'm very spoiled. I'm very spoiled in my space, in my time, in my environment, in my schedule. I'm a night owl. I don't do much. I'm in my own world. You know, I don't have to explain my depression days, or if I have high anxiety, or if my body's fucking me over for the day, or, you know what I mean? I just don't want to have to explain that to somebody. So that, you know, is something that's super important to me, that I just want to be able to be okay. Now, if I was to meet someone that was super considerate and super understanding that I was struggling, you know, with some depression and maybe some medical ailments, and he was like, you know, is there anything I can do? Or, you know what I mean? If he was just kind and caring, that would be wonderful. I've never, ever experienced any man that has just been kind and considerate or generous or spoiled me. Someone that made me coffee or made me, Jim used to cook a lot, but, you know, handed me a cup of coffee, or like was just catering. Jim washed my car. So he did do little things, but someone to take me shopping. I mean, I don't really expect anything from anybody. I don't know. I like home decor and I like doing stuff. I like decorating and I like being around the house and but someone that's caring, someone that's just like puts you first. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just get so tired of being the person who puts the other person first and is always pushing myself behind everybody. I get sick of that. So to meet someone that would be generous and caring would be nice, but I definitely want to meet somebody my own age. I don't want to date anybody older than me, and I don't want to date anybody younger than me per se. I mean, like I said, maybe 50, 51, or actually 51 or 52. I even think 50 is too young, but that's just me. I don't know. I don't know why I'm such a stickler on that. I've had such a bad experience having communication with someone older than me that I just don't think I have patience for it. So, but anyways, yeah. So I have myself on a dating website. I'll let you guys know in the future if I go on a date, which I highly doubt, or if I correspond with somebody. I don't know. I doubt it. But that's kind of how I feel about being alone, being celibate. There's no religious belief behind it. There's no purpose behind it. There's no self journey behind it. Mine is mainly just for selfish reasons, just to have my own space, my own time, and not have to explain myself to anybody and just do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. And I've been doing it for a long time and I'm very spoiled with it now. So I just don't know if I have it in me to share. The thought of even sharing my space or my time with someone annoys me. But I will say, in my defense, I will say that I have been around Jim a couple times here and there over the last year. And it did make me second guess. It did make me miss having someone around or going somewhere with someone or being able to, you know what else I've never had is someone that held my hand ever. No one's ever walked with me and held my hand. Not ever. Not ever. Maybe when I was in sixth grade. Okay, whatever. But as an adult, as an adult, I can't remember. I mean, there's one man that comes to mind when I was in my 30s that I met. Oh God, he was so dreamy, but he was such a weirdo. He was so awkward and so strange. But he might have held my hand. I don't remember. But no one else that I've ever met has ever been PDA or anything with me ever. So I think that's strange. Those are my thoughts on dating in apps and dating in my 50s. I'm on an app. I'll let you guys know. It doesn't seem to be any different than it was any time last year, the year before, the year before that, I mean, it's all the same, I know there's just so many. I don't know what's popular these days. Oh yeah. There's some, there's apps and stuff, but I've never used the socials for dating or anything like that. Like, socials has always been a profession. I view it as a business, all socials. So I've never had anybody reach out to me. Socials. I mean, I think on Instagram, at some point someone tried to say hello or something, but it was usually someone from a website that found me. You know what I mean? So a dating website that found me. So, but other than that, I've never really had, any kind of correspondence. I mean, I've spoken to people on the phone. I've texted people here and there over the last, 4 or 5 years, being on the websites, and stuff. And I've had a few people that have been pretty funny and, interesting to talk to. I met one person back in 2020 that was a nightmare. That was not a good experience and made me never want to do it again. So it has been quite a journey when it comes to online dating for me. And I've met people over the years and I've met people over time and I've met interesting, different people. I've spoken to people. I've talked to people on the phone. I very rarely have met people in person, so I don't have a lot of stories with that. But that one in 2020 was a fucking nightmare. And it made me never want to go online and meet anybody ever again. And also to piggyback on that, I traveled. I got an Airbnb. Oh, that was a mess. That was not a good experience whatsoever. And then prior to that, I spoke to a few people on the phone. I had a few comical, Oh, I remember. Okay. There was this one guy that I met that I thought was really handsome. He was young. Was he younger than me? I can't remember. But anyway, we were talking and we were texting. He was a little strange though. I will say that. He was a little strange and but we were talking and texting and sending pictures and stuff. And then I sent him a video and he never answered me. And I felt like such shit. All I did was say, I hope you had a good day. And I sent him a video of myself and I never heard from him after that. And I just thought to myself, oh my God, he must have been creeped out by me or something. It was weird. I don't know why. I didn't feel like I was a Mongol, but he sure did treat me like one. So that was another shot. I mean, I felt terrible at that time. I was I don't want to do this anymore. It's just too disappointing. So that was interesting. And I had planned to go see him, to go meet him. So I was so glad that happened on the phone and not in person, because I would have been mortified if, but there's a lot of people online that they're not anything like you think they would be. They're not anything like they appear to be. Their story is way off of what you think it might be. That's why I think your expectations with dating people online and stuff should be very minimal. Trust me, very minimal. And always be sus of everybody, because everybody's lying. Everybody's lying. So most people you meet online are not telling the truth. Just like most creators and most, creators, everything is not what it seems. Don't ever believe that creators are giving you exactly what they are giving you, because it's surface stuff. Half of it's not even true. I am sitting here though, for real. And this is my real perspective, and this is my real house. And you know what I mean? I have like 4 subscribers, so I have nothing to lose. But a lot of creators that you see online are not giving you the truth. They're not. It's crazy. Like when I found out about creators and the truth, I was like, what the fuck? Like a lot of these people that I was watching in home decor and in decluttering, and people that I thought were organic or don't even live in the homes they're filming in. It's like some of them have stage names. I mean, it's crazy. Like what you would think, like it's crazy. And they do, they do it for their identity protection, and I get that. But if they're not who they say they are, then keep that in mind, you guys. Like that, a lot of the creators that you see are not what you think at all. They're not even half of what you think. A lot of them are giving you fluff. So it's not even real. What you see or what you think you see is way off from the truth. So interesting. And they get paid a lot of money to do it. So I can see them, putting a lot of time in there. Anyway, that's my take on dating. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. The end of this, I was just rambling. So I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. But let me know if you like the comfy chair diaries. I'm having fun making them. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share the video if you want, hang out, comment, let me know what you think. If you're single and you're dating or you're online or anything like that, you're in my age range or any over 40, let me know what it's like for you. Cause I would love to hear about it. I'm scared though. I will tell you so. And also if you have any stories or any questions or you want to email me, everything's in the description box or on the front page of the channel. And that's it.